Hello, aviators. This is Captain Tiger. Briefings and checklists both take crucial roles to all pilots. Briefings make pilots foresee or review any possible circumstances during the flight. Share their preparations and thoughts to other crew member. Checklists make sure the procedures are executed correctly during every flight phase. In this video, takeoff briefing and normal checklist will be introduced by the manufacturer manuals. You can find takeoff briefing information in FCTM, Flight Crew Training Manual, Chapter 2. Takeoff briefing is a description of departure flight path, with emphasis on anticipated track and altitude restrictions. We will check the departure waypoints in the CDU. We also have to check all the altitude and speed restrictions. Additional items may be required when any elements of the takeoff and departure are different from those routinely used, including potential threats or risks, and countermeasures to them, like terrain around the airport, air traffic controllers' accents. Adverse weather, for example, heavy rain, thunderstorms, cold weather operation, low visibility or wind shear. Adverse weather runway conditions, such as wet runway, contaminated runway, or slippery runway. Unique noise abatement requirements in noise-sensitive areas like NADP1. Dispatch using the MEL, or Minimum Equipment List. If there is a defect item, an aircraft is still airworthy for dispatch. There might be procedures for pilots to perform. Special engine out departure procedure, if applicable. After losing one engine in a mountainous area, the climb performance will be degraded, especially when the aircraft is heavy. Airplane may not climb over the terrains or obstacles on the SID path. Therefore, the alternate engine out routing is required. Lastly, any other situation where it is necessary to review or define crew responsibilities, like NOTAM, special pushback procedure, rejected takeoff procedure, or complicated taxi routes. Briefing should be simple and straight to the points, making every crew in the cockpit heads up for the big picture of departure and remember for small details. Now, here's today's example.
Departure briefing. The flight is domestic from San Francisco to Los Angeles at Gate Foxtrot 22. Weather report in San Francisco. ATIS Alpha, wind from 270, 15 knots, visibility 3 statute miles, rain, cloud, broken at 1500 feet. Temperature 15, dew point 14, altimeter 29.88. We select wet runway for takeoff performance calculation. Expect crosswind during takeoff roll. Parallel close runways, be aware of taxi and runway crossing instructions. Departure routing, cross-check with the chart. After airborne, climb on heading 014 until 520 feet, with speed not more than 210 knots. Left turn direct stick, then Porty. Cross Porty at or below 10,000 feet, then Susie. Top altitude, flight level 190. Highest obstacle at southeast, height 4,400 feet. NADP1 noise procedure for speed restriction in order to climb faster initially over terrain around. Engine out procedure for runway 01 left, straight out, track 014 degrees. Maintain 5,000 feet. Fly the airplane first. Any questions or suggestions?
Second part, normal checklists. The information is in the QRH, Quick Reference Handbook, Checklist Instructions. Normal checklist is used to verify that critical items have been done. Normal checklists are used after doing all respective procedural items. 777 pilots do not read and do the checklist. They perform the procedures that have to be memorized, then do the checklist. For example, the pre-flight procedure and CDU pre-flight procedure have to be all completed, so pilots can carry out the pre-flight checklist. Therefore, the good timing for this checklist is after the departure briefing. If you do the checklist too early, and it becomes apparent that a procedure was not completed, stop the checklist, complete the procedure, do the checklist from start. For electronic checklist, ECL, pilots don't have to call out green items, only check the items in white. 777 is smart, closed loop, sensed. means aircraft can automatically detect the position of the button or switch, or the status of the system. When action is taken, checklist items change from white to green. Make sure to check off any open loop, not sensed item, and to verify that all closed loop items are green. Closed loop items are possible for malfunction. Closed loop action item that does not turn green. In this case, confirm that the control position or system condition is correct as stated in the checklist step, then use the item override key to complete the step. Continue to use ECL. After completion of each checklist, the pilot reading the checklist calls, blah blah blah, checklist complete. Now, let's do the pre-flight checklist together.
Pre-flight checklist. Oxygen. Tested. 100%. Flight instruments. Heading 192. Altimeter. 2988. Pre-flight checklist complete.
Pilots need to keep practicing briefing to make accurate and efficient briefings. Pilots also need to keep checklist discipline. Respect checklists for the safety. Next, load sheet insertion and takeoff performance calculation in the next video. If this video is knowledgeable and useful to you, please hit the like button to let us know. If you want to stay tuned for more aviation know-hows, please don't hesitate to subscribe to this channel. Happy landings.